amazing artists. Today our learning target is we are learning about folk art as we make Polish blooming flowers. So how are you going to know that you are successful? Well, the first thing you're going to be able to do is that you can draw 3 large blooming flowers. The second thing is that you've added different lines to each flower. And finally, I've colored my flowers with bright colors. All of these things are how you put together folk art with flowers. All right, so here I have my white sulfite paper, and at the bottom I'm going to put my name and my teacher code. So for you, it might be 1R or it might be 1H. 1R for Mrs. Rooney's class and 1H for Mrs. Hayes' class. So as we do the flowers, we want to fit 3 on here. So I'm going to start in the middle, and with the U-shaped flower, I'm going to kind of use my hand as a guide of how big I want it to be. Now my hands are quite a bit bigger than yours, but that's kind of where I want my first flower to be, right in the middle. So I can use my hand. Now you will probably be able to fit your hand right in the middle of there, and I hope that you make your flowers big enough so that you can fit your hand right in the middle. I'm going to do another U-shaped flower over here, and on this side I'm going to do a radial. So I'm going to do my ghost, and there we go. There's my circle. So I practiced my lines on my sketchbook, and so I decided that I wanted to do a zigzag line for the top of this one, but I'm going to put a little curve into my zigzags. So that's my top of this one. This one I liked that scallop that I practiced in my sketchbook, and this one in the center I'm going to put a heart for my radial flower. So the next thing I'm going to do is add my lines. So because I did a zigzag, I'm going to do something different down here. So I'm going to do a dotted dashed line for the middle of my flower. So I'm using dashes and dots. And the third one, I'm going to do a wavy line for my bottom. So I separated it into 3 parts. So with my scalloped flower, I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do a curved line that goes up and then way down in the middle and then up. So kind of a different wavy line, like almost like a big drip of water. And then I'll do a curve this way. Oh my goodness, that almost looks like a face right there. Couldn't I make that into a face if I put 2 eyeballs right there? Okay, and I still, with my radial, I'm going to stick with that straight line coming out from the center, and this time I'm going to make those football shaped leaves coming out. Can you hear my pencil coming on the paper? It's just drawing along. Oops, forgot that side. And this time I'm going to leave off the scallops. I kind of like the flower the way it is. All right, the next part are the stems. So I'm going to have my stems go all the way down to the bottom, all the way down. So these are 2 parallel vertical lines, and so they go straight down and straight down. So in folk art, the designs are pretty simple with basic shapes. And so that's what I'm trying to stick to that idea as I create. I'm going to do the football shaped leaves here. And I'll just do one there. Oh, there we go. Didn't quite match that one. And I'm going to do the zigzags for this one. This one I'm going to give, oh, there we go. And I'm going to give this guy 3 leaves. I really like that this kind of looks like a person. Although I don't like it that he looks kind of mad. I kind of would like a person that's happy, because I'm feeling pretty happy today. And, ooh, how about leaves that look like hearts? So remember, you don't have to perfectly copy your sketchbook. You can make changes as you go along. So here I am. I've got my basic idea lines, and then I'm going to get my crayons out, and I will show you what it looks like as we color. All right, so here I'm ready to color. I realized I don't have crayons at home, so I'm going to be coloring with colored pencils. Colored pencils are not as bright as crayons, so I will maybe get started, and then I might speed up this so that you won't have to watch me coloring for quite such a long time. I have decided that I'm going to do my flowers in using warm colors and cool colors. So cool colors are those that are kind of like what you would think of water, and I only have a few. Most of mine are greens and blues. Let me see, I think this one might be a blue too. That's an indigo blue. So I'm going to actually do, nope, not my heart one. I'm going to do the middle one with these cool colors. So when you're coloring, I think a little tip is that it's helpful to outline the space first. So when you're coloring with crayons, when you're drawing with your crayon and you do pretty hard, it actually leaves the wax from the crayon on your paper, and so then it's easier. It kind of hits if you're careful, you can hit the edge of the crayon that you've lined it with, and it helps you to stay in the lines. I know that can be sometimes hard because you sometimes you're coloring so hard that you get distracted or you lose track, but outlining does help, so that's always a good idea. I probably will end up tracing these with black afterwards because I really like the way black looks outlining things to make it pop. So there's one color, and the same thing, I'm going to take this indigo blue, and so indigo is that blue that is kind of in between blue and violet, purple. So it has more blue in it than red, and then purple has more red. So kind of taking away my face. You might remember that I said it looks kind of like a sad person. But when I want to have a nice, dark, colorful look, I actually take care to not leave white because the deeper the color, it just makes it a lot, I don't know, clearer, more colorful, and that's kind of the goal here. Folk art most likely is painted, and so they get nice, steady, deep colors right next to each other. So I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to put it on overdrive, and you can watch me draw really, really fast. No, just kidding. It'll be the computer or the camera that's speeded up. All right, so I'm going to do this one next, and I'm going to use warm colors for this one. So I have reds and pinks, so warm colors are colors that kind of look like the sun, and pinks are considered warm colors because they are really red with a little white in it. So those are pinks, and I'll get started. All right, so now I have finished with all of my colors. I did the cool colors for the middle flower. I did warm colors for the one on the right. And then this one I just did a mixture of all different ones. I just wanted to see some really cool bright colors put together.
To review, our learning target is we are learning about folk art as we make Polish blooming flowers. The three things that you're looking for in your success criteria are: 1, I can draw 3 large blooming flowers. 2, I added different lines for each flower. And 3, I colored my flowers with bright colors. We are Save this artwork because we're going to be adding paint to it tomorrow.